right, fans. So we got ourselves Khamzat Chimaev talking about Colby Covington and Alex Pierera. Perea. I'm not sure how you say it. I know a lot of people are struggling with that as well. Perea. You know what I'm talking about. New middleweight champ. He's talking about he wants to go against both these guys. He wants Alex Pereira in January. Then he wants Colby Covington in March, I believe he said. Guys, you gotta admire his heart. You gotta admire his heart. Khamzat Chimaev's heart is basically the bigger than the UFC company altogether. He could take on anybody, and he could. He can actually go against the best of the best in the middleweights and the best of the best at the welterweights. He could definitely go and he can match these guys skill for skill. But as far as Alex goes, oh man, that's gonna be one hell of a fight. If you really think about it, because I've been hearing all these different medias and these different outlets talking about, oh well, Alex Pereira is is a very relatively easier fight for the middleweight division now because of his not so much on the ground game. He's not very big on the ground. Well, be that as it may, guys, this is a light heavyweight fighting at middleweight. You guys seen the fight? You guys seen the Izzy fight? How much bigger did he look? Israel Adesanya always looked a little bit bigger than some, not a little bit, but pretty much the similar size to the middleweights. He looked pretty similar to all his middleweights, all the opponents that he went against. Some were obviously a little bit bulkier, a little bit stronger, sure. But nobody ever really hovered over him. Alex Pereira looked like a building right next to Israel Adesanya. He looked like he was hovering him. If Alex Pereira was able to hug Israel, you probably will not be able to see Israel. Because that's literally how big Alex Pereira was, or is, I should say. So be that as it may, you really believe that Khamzat Chimaev is able to take this guy down with ease? Do you really believe he's able to hold him on the ground with ease? This guy is one massive, massive middleweight. It's amazing that he's even able to cut down the middleweight. How impressive and how crazy it actually is that this guy can actually do that is phenomenal. So I will not say that it would be a very, very easy fight for Khamzat. I'm sure that there's some areas where it could be a little easier for him, but I don't see that it being a walk in the park. Because look at you look at the size of Alex Pereira. And then he's just one massive, massive middleweight, in the way and how hard he hits. Nobody and Israel Adesanya has fought the best of the best when it comes to the middleweights. Nobody's ever rocked Israel Adesanya the way Alex Pereira has. And are you going to really tell me that when Khamzat Chimaev gets hit, because he's going to get hit, if Gilbert Burns could hit him, what do you think Alex Pereira is going to actually do to Khamzat Chimaev when he connects with those shots? He was getting connected from Gilbert Burns, who's a welterweight. You're going to get connected by a guy who is pretty much at a light heavyweight class. That's what I'm saying. Like that's a totally different level. So I cannot see or can't understand where this mindset is coming from, where that Khamzat Chimaev is going to be able to steamroll over Alex Pereira. I 100% do not agree with that whatsoever. Do I see that fight happening? 100% no. Why? Because Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya are definitely going to take advantage of the money. Take advantage of the fact that these guys could be making a lot more money with the rematch. With the rematch, they're going to go down. I 100% feel and guarantee it's going to happen that Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya are going to rematch with each other. Israel Adesanya was literally maybe a couple minutes away from winning that fight. He could have danced around a little bit. He could have moved around a little bit more. He could have done so many things, of course, and all in hindsight. And who knows? A lot of people are speculating, was it an early stoppage and such like that? I don't believe so, but you never know. At the end of the day, these guys are going to rematch because Israel Adesanya has been one hell of a middleweight champion. He's defended the belt multiple times, done everything for the UFC, did everything that he was supposed to do as a champ, so he deserves a shot. I do not see Khamzat Chimaev getting a shot before Israel Adesanya. So I do not see Khamzat Chimaev facing Alex Pereira anytime soon. With that being said, I feel like he is going to face Colby Covington in March. Now, that is a different animal in itself. One, he has to make that weight cut again, which I feel like he could, because at the end of the day, I feel like at that Nate Diaz fight that he was, he had mentioned, his coach had mentioned, they gave him a 6-week notice regarding that camp. Could be, probably, who knows. But at the end of the day, I feel like he could. If he did it against Gilbert Burns, I feel like he could do that against Colby Covington with a much more heads up notice. But still, Colby Covington is no punk. You know, I'm sure a lot of people don't like him. I'm sure a lot of fans hate him. I'm sure a lot of fans disagree with what he does and what he says. And we already know his outside shenanigans that he had going on and such like that. So, with that being said, I definitely don't feel that it's going to also be another walk in the park because Colby Covington, his cardio is just, he has cardio for days. He has cardio for days, excuse me. He has cardio for days, and he is one hell of a wrestler, which is also a really good wrestling experience for Khamzat Chimaev. He doesn't have a whole lot of experience regarding wrestling. You know, he doesn't have a whole lot of experience at a 5-round fight. He's never even been in a 5-round fight. You know, if you look at that, you know, he's had 12 fights, I believe, in the UFC so far. And I could be wrong on that. He's had multiple fights in the UFC so far, and he's never been 5 rounds. He's been 3 rounds with Gilbert Burns, and he had a very tough time with that. Who knows how that fight would have went if it was 2 more rounds. So with that being said, you know, Colby Covington, I believe that's going to go all 5 rounds. Now, he is stronger, Khamzat Chimaev. He is one hell of a strong opponent because he does fight at middleweight as well. But I feel like with the experience Colby holds in 5-round fights and being in there with guys like Kamaru Usman, with guys like Rafael Dos Anjos, with guys like Jorge Masvidal, even Robbie Lawler and Tyron Woodley, all these other experienced guys, I believe he could potentially give Khamzat Chimaev a much more tougher chance. Because I know what Khamzat wants. He wants a title shot, 100%. And he earns one. He earns it, you know. So, but I do feel like he needs one more fight. And I do feel like he needs a 5-round fight. Because it's hard to give a guy a championship fight if you haven't even been in championship rounds. I know they did that with Alex Pierera, but that was under different circumstances. The fact that there was literally nobody else for Izzy to face, and this guy actually has history. I'm talking about Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya. Well, in this case, I believe that if Israel would have won that fight, I do 100% feel they would have easily gave Khamzat Chimaev that fight. Easily, 100%, because again, nobody else. If Kamaru Usman beat Leon Edwards, I do 100% feel they would have gave that shot to Khamzat Chimaev. Why? Again, because there's nobody else. Kamaru Usman pretty much ran through the division. So now that these opponents pretty much have their own business to take care of, both of them in rematches, believe that. You know, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, rematch. Izzy versus Alex Pereira, rematch. I do feel the best opponent for Khamzat Chimaev to go against, to get himself ready, would be against Colby Covington. But let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think regarding who Khamzat Chimaev should go against in the welterweight class. Or should he even just go up in middleweight and face somebody up there? Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.